Hello, everybody, and welcome to my live watch along for Manchester United against Everton in the third round of the FA Cup. And here we go. Manchester United versus Everton is just about upon us. And I'll just put the United starting 11 on the screen here. Yeah, here we go. So De Gea and Nets, back four of Dallo, Varane, Shaw, Malacia. In the usual midfield of Casemiro, Eriksen, Bruno, and Anthony, Rashford, and Martial across the front. So interesting that Shaw is back at centre back tonight, and Malacia in a left back again. Dallo replaces Wan-Bissaka. Varane comes back in again after getting a rest in the last game. But perhaps most interesting of all is the fact that there's three centre backs on the bench: Maguire, Lindelof, and Martinez. I mean, Maguire and Lindelof didn't play very well in the last game, so not surprised to see them dropped. But Martinez hasn't started a game since the World Cup, which is very surprising. When he was a sub in the last game. So not long to go now. Just a few minutes away. I think Everton are playing a 3-5-2 tonight. The same formation that they used at the Etihad that got them a 1 each draw. So it's more or less the same team, except I think Calvert-Lewin isn't starting tonight. So I'm expecting a comfortable win for United tonight, the way things are going. Everton down near the bottom of the table, not in great form at all, just being thrashed by Brighton, and United on a winning run. And so be disappointed if United don't win this tonight now and go through to the fourth round. Lampard, of course, under massive pressure. I think I have a guest or two join me later on in the watch along. Ten Hag just making his way to the dugout now. Don't like watching games with unmute, to be honest. Let's take the sound on a wee bit. So yeah, it's a very strong looking United team. Ten Hag takes every competition seriously. Let's see. Yeah, Everton. It's a very defensive looking team. This could be difficult to break down. Could be one of those frustrating nights. But hopefully we can get an early goal and force Everton to come out and play a wee bit. Rashford in red hot form at the moment, expecting him to score in every game right now. There's always that danger that Demarai Gray can score from distance. Like the goal he scored against City was absolutely superb and off the underside of the bar. I love those type of goals. So we're underway now. Everton launch it, route one, and cleared by Casemiro. Who else? Sam Murphy's and Lee Dixon commentary. I'm very lukewarm on Sam Murphy's. I grew up listening to Clive Tisley, and I think he's a far better commentator, but he's been demoted to second or third choice for ITV. Even went home after the quarterfinals of the World Cup. Unbelievable. I don't really like how he's been treated over there. For me, he's still their best commentator. So it's the first of two cup games in a row. It'll be interesting to see what the team will be on Tuesday night when we're playing against a team in the bottom half of League One. We might see McTominay and Fred come in. I wonder will he give Maguire and Lindelof another go that night, given how poorly they performed against Bournemouth. I want to see a good performance from Anthony tonight, and the manager talked in the build-up about wanting Dallo and Anthony to link up together and get used to each other and build up a partnership, and hopefully we'll see that tonight. Anthony hasn't been in good form lately, but hopefully tonight it'll be an opportunity for him to kickstart his form again. Hopefully he can get a goal. He's been accused of being a one-trick pony, Anthony. Cutting inside too much and not going down the line. We talked about that a lot on the podcast. I would like to see him at least a couple of times a game go down the line and cross it in with his right foot. Don't make himself too predictable. Ooh, bad mistake there by Everton. United could be in here. Rashford. Hesitant and gets it taken off him. One back there by Eriksen briefly. But Ubi comes away with it. Shaw wins it back. Oh, everybody's giving it away at the moment. Oh no, Damari Gray running up for a hand here. Comes inside. Well defended. And Casemiro comes away with it. Martial struggles to hold the ball up again. Gets lucky. Gets it back. Now Rashford on that left-hand side. Running at the centre back. We had pace. And it should be a goal here. It is. Yes. Get in. Goal for Anthony. And he needed that badly. I'll shut a few of the critics up. Hopefully it's not offside. Wonderful play from Rashford again, down the left-hand side. A great cross for Anthony to slide in and top into the far post. Casemiro at the heart of things again. Yeah, I think Martial, he did all right there. We got a really stroke of luck as well, and he lays it off to Rashford, who a great pace as always, and a nice cross. Yeah, he's well onside there, Anthony. Yeah, and he sticks it in at the back stick. Much needed goal for Anthony after all the criticism that he's received lately. So 4 minutes in and United have scored already. That is Anthony's first goal since his goal at Goodison. I think that was way back in October. I think Martial was involved in the build-up that night as well, before he went off injured. Hopefully Martial does not get injured tonight. And he's someone who could do with a goal. Yeah, he scored one since the World Cup, and it was a bit fortunate. It was really poor goalkeeping. But he hasn't... His appearances before the World Cup, Martial, I thought he was really good. I know there wasn't many of them. But since the World Cup, he's reverted back to the frustrating Martial. Some comments here. Pick up Deagle. Bobby, join us once again. You hit it again here. Martial, just wide of the post. So guys, while you're here, please make sure to subscribe to the channel for more podcasts on live watch-alongs and interviews. Drop us a wee like on the video and get in the live chat. And don't forget to hit that bell button to get notifications when we go live. I'm planning on doing another podcast on Tuesday with a guest, a regular guest on the show. Yeah, look in the mood tonight. Yeah, one of the best things about the Ten Hag era is you need to look up for every single game. So many times in the past 9 years, we've seen you need to get up for certain games and then become complacent and slack off. But United are up for every game at the moment from the get go, and that's the mentality that Ten Hag had installed in them this season. And want the guy to be passing around in there, get rid of it. Oh, lovely we flick there. Now Anthony's in again here. Go on. Ah, Anthony. That was a poor ball. He's reverted back to type. Just well he got that goal. He'd been getting slaughtered right now. The veteran Seamus Coleman, the Irish international. What a great player what a great career he's had. Must be about 33 now. I'm sure he wouldn't want Garnacho running at him. Might happen in the second half. Wee bit of spell possession for Everton here, but not really going anywhere with it at the moment. We've given it away to Martial. Comes forward with it, but not sure what Martial was trying to do there. Come on, boys. Get the second one here. Oh, Everton nearly giving it away in their own final third, their own defensive third there. Everton look all over the place here. They're there for the taking. Those 9,000 Everton supporters at the moment look like they're going to be going home extremely disillusioned once again. But of course, again's not one yet. Casemiro, another interception. Oh, lovely ball to Rashford. Gets it under spell. Look up, Rashford. Pick somebody out. And here's Eriksen with a left foot. Too many bodies. And Casemiro goes for the slice into the top corner. But just a wee bit off target. It's so great to be excited for United games again. I mean, last season it was a chore watching United, and for long spells of the last 9 years, it's been tough to watch. But now I'm excited about every single game. I know I can't wait to the next game once the game's over, and we're still in every single competition as of now. Not sure our squad has got the depth to cope with that. Yeah, just dominating here. Anthony slips. Get in the live chat. Drop us a comment. Let us know your thoughts on the game so far. Everton just passing around the back. Martial's got a half-heartedly chasing them down. Yeah, United really pushing up here. Trying to make it difficult for them to get out. Come on. Get the second goal here. Finish them off. Get possession back, but then give it away again. Here's a chance for Everton here. Tomorrow Gray. No, can't let him shoot. De Gea again. What a save. Tomorrow Gray, when he shoots from distance, he's like Ruben Neves. He's absolutely lethal. Look, you cannot let Gray shoot from there. I thought that came back off De Gea's head into the back of the net, but thankfully it went out for a corner. Guessing we were tucking his gloves into his shorts. He said it's not that cold after all. You never see Martial do that. Everton having no wee spell here. Ooh, Varane had to make that. He did. No, there's a goal for Everton. Connor Cody. Bit of a defensive mix-up there. That's a really bad goal to concede. Everton are really going for it here. They're not just sitting back and trying to soak up pressure. They're having to go at it. They're going to go for it. They're really going at United here, and it's turning into a classic cup tie already. That was a really poor goal to concede. Let's have a look at that again. Right. It wasn't cleared properly. Let's see. Ball is played back, and De Gea can't quite get the ball under control with his feet, and it goes between his legs, and then Cody just kind of tops it in. De Gea is going to get a bit of stick for that one. But was that a foul on Casemiro on the edge of the area? Probably won't be given by VAR. I don't see that happening. It's not clear and obvious. It's a sloppy goal to concede. What was your thoughts on that goal by Connor Cody? Was it really poor defending, wasn't it? Question marks over De Gea there, unfortunately. He's been in such great form. There has been lots of criticism about De Gea not being good enough with his feet, and his feet got a bit tangled up, and the ball went through his legs, and Cody was able to tap in. But I don't want to be too hard on De Gea. I mean, what a servant he's been to United, and goalkeepers are allowed to make the odd mistake. Surely United will just up it another gear now. After that, I suppose that's a wake up call for United. It shows that this game is not won, and we can't just be complacent and stroll to victory. We're in a football match here, and we need to be at our very best to win it. No matter, you have to ignore where Everton are on the table on their struggles, and Lampard being linked with being sacked and stuff. They're up for this. Everton, they want to win this, and United need to match their work rate and play well here to win. But surely United get more goal opportunities. Like now, Rashford running at them, Martial on the outside, finish it. Ah, for fuck's sake! Martial's finishing lately has not been up to standard. Now, Pickford will get credit for the save, but Martial to be tucking that away. He played so well in the build-up, Martial. But if he wants to be a number 9, he has to finish those chances. And that wasn't good enough. Too close to the goalkeeper. Hopefully another set piece here that we can score from. Not quite in this occasion. But there's definitely more goals to come in this game, that's for sure. Free out for Everton. Yeah, perhaps it's not going to be as easy as people thought it was going to be. But it's definitely United are going to create lots more chances, and they just need to take them. Hopefully, Everton don't score another goal. That's not a good look for De Gea, is it? That's definitely a goalkeeping error. He's just failed to control that ball and just let it slip through his legs. And easy tap in for Cody. That's unfortunate. You don't see many goals like that. Samuel Lockhart says that's a dreadful error by De Gea, who seemed surprised the ball squirmed towards him. Easy for Cody. Fernandez called over by Ten Hag. Yeah. Now, come on, Martial. That's poor. That's a really team effort there. Oh, we really need a number 9 urgently. I think I'd rather have Memphis Depay than Martial playing through the middle. And that could yet happen in this window. I mean, Depay's finish against the USA in the World Cup was quality. I'd love to see him do that at United if he comes, and he probably will. That there is just not good enough for Martial. I don't think he should be trying to curl that. He should be putting his laces through it. Arguably, Rashford goes for power too much, and Martial tries to place it too much. They both need to strike a balance in terms of their finishing. But Martial more so because he's not scoring many goals at the moment. As well as Shaw has done at centre back, we really miss him at left back. You've seen how good he is going forward in the previous game with a wonderful ball for a pre-assist for the third goal and scoring the second goal and creating it himself. Um, so we really missed that kind of output from Shaw down the left hand side when he's playing at centre back. Malacia doesn't quite possess Shaw's quality going forward as good as he is. Been a good game so far, hasn't it? Yeah, it's definitely entertaining for the neutral, and I'm sure there'll be a big audience for this tonight, given that it's on terrestrial television in the UK. Yeah, a lot of criticism for De Gea after that goal. Yeah. You're only as good as your last game, aren't you? After all the plaudits he was getting recently. Casemiro doesn't hang about, does he? Loves a challenge. Ooh, caught him there. Could have got a book in there. Casemiro got the ball, but the follow through definitely kicked the shins there of the Everton player. Really is looking like a classic cup tie at the moment now. Could be any score. The way things are going, my prediction is that United will win 4-2. I think we'll get plenty of chances and we'll score goals, but looking a bit shaky at the back. He certainly won't play Luke Shaw at centre back against Arsenal and Manchester City, that's for sure. I mean, you expect, when is Martinez going to come back into the team? I mean, he's fit and available. He came on for a cameo appearance the other night and got a standing ovation. I thought, right, you start the next game now, but yet again, he hasn't. And not only is he arguably our best defender, but his distribution is excellent. You know, he starts attacks from the back with his passing and his diagonal balls. We're missing that too at the moment. I'd rather have Martinez partnering in Varane and Shaw at left back. Who am I to question Ten Hag? But I mean, just giving an opinion. Some of the selections do baffle me at times, but we're winning games. Who cares? See, that wasn't a good ball by Malacia. That's what I'm talking about. He doesn't possess the skill set of Luke Shaw. The media is very upset about the way things are going at the moment. He says he doesn't want a classic cup tie. He wants one-way traffic, a training session, dominance, but it's not happening at the moment. I still think we'll win though. Slappy ball. Not on the same wavelength there. Has to be the gloves back on again. Need to up the tempo again here. Put Everton under pressure. If Everton went 2-1 up, that really would put the cat among the pigeons. It was out for a goal kick. What's your predictions? How do you think this is going to finish? I'm going to say 4-2 to United. Very easy cup tie for Arsenal there. Oxford United. Come on, Anthony. Mix it up a bit. Stop cutting inside all the time. Ooh. Tell you what, Casemiro, he's not afraid to jump into challenges. He definitely walks a tightrope. fisticuffs. Koeman getting very upset, that shouting at Rashford in his Donegal accent. The referee calls over Rashford and Godfrey for a talking to. I mean, it's just handbags. Koeman getting upset about nothing there. Like, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Kyle7Quinn. Lovely football. Come on, Rashford. No. Good pressure there. Well won by, good defended by Everton. Bruno gets a yellow card. Was that for dissent or the challenge itself? Ooh, that's naughty from Bruno there. His studs caught him in the back of the Achilles there. Needs to be careful now, Bruno. You don't want a red card in a cup tie. Is he suspended for the Charlton FA game? I think he is. Yeah, he picks up too many bookings, Bruno. His tackling isn't quite as good as Casemiro's. United have gone off the boil now in the last 15 minutes or so. Hopefully they can up the tempo again. Put Everton under pressure. Here's Anthony. Now he's going to cut in, isn't he? As always. He's too left-footed. He needs to go down the line and cross it in with his right foot. Even just once or twice in the game, like. Rashford, 2 men around him. Casemiro comes to support him. Come on. I would get Martinez on for Malacia so we can get Shaw attacking down the left-hand side. I think Shaw is fantastic going forward. He's in really great form at the moment. We're really missing that when he plays centre back. Yeah, started really well, United, but a goalkeeping error has got Everton back in the game. Every time I see that, it gets worse. Let me see now. Everton no chance here. Come on, Anthony. Oh, blocked. Chance here. Sloppy touch by Anthony. He gets it back again. Bruno, come on, put it away. Somebody shoot. Kind of walking in like Arsenal there. Rashford from distance. Pickford pushes it out for a throw in. Bounced just in front of him. It's an awkward one for the goalkeeper. Rashford is so confident at the moment. Picks it up in his own half. Runs at the defence. They all back off, and he has a go from about 30 yards. Yeah, just bounced straight in front of Pickford. He couldn't attempt to catch that one. Hopefully, we can score from another set piece. Well, sorry, I thought it was a corner. It's not. It's throw-in. Back to Shaw here. Now Dallo. Come on. Come on, Anthony. Go down the line, cross it with your right foot. Come on, even just once. Too predictable. Yeah, just passing around here. Everton sitting very deep. Yeah, not going anywhere at the moment. Need to up the tempo. Get behind them. And that's just a wasteful ball there, I think, from Malacia. Yeah, that's I keep harping on about it, but we missed Luke Shaw down that left hand side. Ooh, Everton on the attack here again. Well, tackled by Bruno. United on the counter now. Come on, Anthony. Come on. He looked up and picked out Rashford there. We would have been in. Everton got numbers back now. No, Casemiro didn't get hold of that pass. Bruno holding his leg there. Seems to be struggling with an injury. And he's on a yellow. Doesn't get injured much, Fernandez. So be surprised if he comes off. Yeah, the crowd really agreed with me. Samuel Lucker says audible irritation from the United fans at Anthony's inability to use his right foot. Ten Hag was earlier advising United to get the ball to him, but Anthony had issues switching the play in counter-attacks against Burnley and Forest. Even just once in the game, go down the line and cross it in with your right foot, Anthony. Far too predictable. It makes it easier for the fullback to defend against him. Montalvo, throw it in. See, where is Martial? He should be in the middle there. Hiding out there. If Martial wants to play centre forward, he needs to occupy that position. Come on, Varane. Step it up here, boys. Like, someone out on the left there calling for it. Varane going to cross it in now, is he? Oh, lovely skill. Come on. Wasn't a good effort. Fernandes cross, George down, and Everton have a chance here to counter. Play. Yeah. Not quite as easy as we thought it was going to be, is it? Lovely from Varane there. You wouldn't think he was a centre half. Varane and Casemiro just absolute Rolls Royce players. Another free kick for Everton. Getting frustrating now, this one. We never make it easy for ourselves. Ten Hag shaking his head and frowning. He's not amused. I think it's some strange people on Twitter. Frank here says, well, the eighth wonder of the world, Martial, came to play. Still not 100% convinced by Martial here. His finishing still not up to scratch. I'm looking free kicker. I'm not getting one. Chance here. Ericsson down a pen one. Ooh, just over the bar. That would have been such a goal. And Everton would have been appealing to VAR to disallow it. Ooh, so close. Pickford was well beaten there. Come on, United. Step it up here. Let's get one before half time. Shaw deciding to abandon his centre back position for the moment and play like an attacking winger. Everton are just not going to lie down and let us have it here. We need to fight for this. Come on. Come on. Get in behind them and get the ball into the middle. Martial coming out in position again. If he wants to play centre forward, he needs to occupy that zone. Like he's at the halfway line here. Um, Everton have a chance here. Intercepted there by Bruno. And De Gea picks up. Come on, United. Here goes Rashford. Direct again. This time intercepted. Combination of Wooby and Pullman. Everyone just knocking around in the back. Not really going anywhere at the moment. Here's a Wooby. It's not a good ball. Right. Come on, Cass. Baran. Who's going to pick out? Oh, he looks for Ericsson. Now Malacia. No. Malacia. Get the ball in. Rashford looking for the shot. Went for his left foot. Was blocked. Malacia. Get it back to Martial coming out here again. Casemiro playing up front at the moment. Varane, going to have a rattle here, is he? No. Nah, that's not a good ball, Varane. How much Varane and Shaw getting forward here is slightly disrespectful to Everton. It's a game we really should be leading. But Everton played well, you have to give them their dues. We fluttered to deceive since they've equalised. Some bad decision making and some bad finishing. Still lacking that out and out goal scorer. No. Come on, Anthony. Now, Dalla, throw it in now. Oh, what are you doing? Queuing up at the back post there. And that's a bad ball. Back to Dallo from Anthony. Anthony, I know he scored, but he's had another very sloppy game here. Anthony's passes are just woeful. Too casual. Corner to United. Go take a wee break at half time here. Wee toilet break. And a cup of tea. I think Hanif will be along to join me at 9 o'clock. One last throw of the dice for United in the first half. That a jostling in the middle there, in front of the goalkeeper. Shaw throws it in. Easily head away by Tarkowski. Shaw throws in again. Nice ball, that. Like, come on. One last chance. Oh, Martial, get it in. Sloppy again. That's sloppy. Not going to win the Premier League with Martial up front. That's half time. Very disappointing. I see he's all for the second half. Sorry, guys, just away there to the toilet for a second. Can't wait for Roy Keane's half-time analysis telling us how crap we are. Oh, here comes Hanif. Hello, sir.
Evening, pal. How are you?
I'm all good. I'm all good. Just a bit frustrated here that it's one each when we should be leading the match.
I got in just after half time, but I didn't know what channel it was on until I googled it, and then I was a bit surprised that it was on ITV. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, they've got the FA Cup games back. ITV. I think BBC and ITV are showing the FA Cup now.
That's a good thing for English football. That
You
is
in
a
the
really good
kitchen?
thing for English football. Yeah, I'm just getting a cup of tea, mate. I can't survive without I can't survive without tea. That is my kryptonite. Unfortunately, I drink a lot of tea, mate. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do. Um, well, United here have dominated for most of the game. Scored very early on. Rashford creating the goal for Anthony to slide in and score at the far post. But then De Gea made an error, which led to a goal for Connor Cody. De Gea got the ball stuck between his feet, and the ball went through his legs, and Connor Cody just tapped in. Very unfortunate that because De Gea was playing really well, and now there's been another error tonight.
Oh,
Uh,
I've just seen it. He's basically, if you look at his body position and look at his hand is on the post, and his body is going into the post. As a result of that, he's not balanced. And what's happened is, I think it's come off his right leg first, and it's bobbled off his left, and then it's just gone through his legs. So basically, it's basically his initial position was not right, because he's why is he touching that post when he should be just putting an arm out?
yeah,
From what I see.
let's have a look at it again here. Yeah, let's see. Right. Yeah, he's made a total mess of it there. Just yeah, it's hit him on the knees and just went through his legs.
Yeah, it's
Ki-
just one of those, and I wouldn't look too much into that, mate. I think what it is I think, whenever you watch keepers, they always seem to make mistakes in games, whether they're big. We only highlight the big mistakes that lead to goals. We don't look at any other thing about goalkeepers, about positioning or anything like that. So, and to be fair, I wouldn't look too much into it. To be fair, it's just one of those things that it happens to every keeper.
Yeah, it does. But I bet you, I haven't got the sound on, but I bet you Roy Keane's not a fan of De Gea, and I bet you he's going to town on him over that. I'll give him something to pick on him.
The thing
Because
is, the thing is this, like, okay, fair enough, De Gea makes a mistake, but I can't tell who the centre back is, who's next to the defender. But there are two United players amongst that, amongst the Everton captain. Why weren't they alert? What are you thinking of? And that's just me being probably harsh, but I just think it's just one of them things where I wouldn't. It's not nothing to worry about, in my opinion. I just think.
yeah, yeah, if we win the game, nobody will be talking about it. But it'll be if we don't go on to win this, it'll be highlighted. It's just that De Gea does have the odd mistake, and as all keepers do. And unfortunately, when you're playing for Man United and you make and a goalkeeper makes a mistake, then it's going to be the centerpiece of the discussion, especially if United lose the game. It's I think it is as unfortunate as it is poor from De Gea. Yes, it is an error, but he's also been unlucky as well. It comes to him at a very awkward height. It comes to him at knee level, bounces off the side of his knee and kind of through to his legs. You
Mhm.
you could argue he should have dealt with it better, but it did come at him at an awkward height. Yeah, I don't care about it as long as we win the game. But if we don't win this, uh, the media, the
Does it
pundits, everybody's going to
does
be
it go to
talking about it.
replay, or does it go to extra time? I can't remember.
That's a good question because they change it all the time. I can't keep up anymore. Um, I know the League Cup definitely gets settled on the night. They go straight. There's no extra time even in the League Cup. It goes straight to penalties. This year I'm not sure anymore. Um, I think I think it might be a replay now at this stage. I think after maybe once it gets past the a certain number of rounds, then they don't have replays anymore. But I think this one would go to a replay. Uh,
I think
I'm
that's
not a
what you're
hundred.
mostly worried about because of the amount of games that are coming. I
Yeah,
think
we've too many
United
games
got a lot of
already.
games coming. Yeah.
We're in every single competition we can possibly be in, and we
Mm.
don't have the depth yet to cope with that. We don't have Manchester City's depth. We have a good starting 11, but we don't have the numbers in the squad to cope with um so many games. So I do not want to replay. No
I
way.
think, for the first time in a long time, I see a very fit and confident Marcus Rashford. I see a very, very good, like, you got to give him so much credit now that
He,
if he can find this consistency, like, and I think we say this about Luke Shaw as well. If you can find that level of consistency, that they'll become like some of the best players in the world. And I think that's what it is with Marcus now. He needs he needs to just keep going. He doesn't need to score or assist every game, but he needs to be an influence. And I don't think we're going to see a better Marcus Rashford than the one that we're seeing now. I think this is Marcus at his very best. And I think if he stays fit, I think he's going to be a handful for anyone.
yeah, he's playing well tonight as well. He assisted the goal with some direct play, and he's been involved in another bright moments for United. But I wouldn't be surprised if he scores a winner here. Yeah, he's you almost expect him to score in every game at the moment the way he's playing, even though that's an unrealistic expectation of anyone unless it's Erling Haaland. Um, yeah, so I'm still confident that United will win this game. Yeah, just as you mentioned Luke Shaw there, he's playing centre back again tonight and we miss him as an attacking fullback when he's playing at centre back. Like we've seen in the previous game, that lovely diagonal ball he played from left back to Fernandez, which led to the third goal. And then he is direct running forward for the second goal. He passed it inside to Fernandez and Fernandez to Garnacho. And then Luke Shaw got on the end of it and put the ball in the net with his right foot. So we miss Shaw's attacking prowess, when he's playing centre back as well as he's done in that position. I don't understand why he's playing centre back when Martinez is fit and available. Malacia does not offer what Shaw offers going forward. So that's just my slight criticism of Ten Hag, even though I have no right to criticize a manager who's doing so well. But it's just one of those things that I don't really understand.
Yeah, I think in terms of your centre back, I think he's played too many games. I think because, well, I don't know if he played so many games for Argentina, but he has been in and out for them, and I think he's just, well. To be fair, I think he's probably keeping him for the league more than anything else. I think that's the main priority where United seem to be doing well, so he'd rather risk him in that competition.
Yeah.
I understand his frustration. I think he should be thinking about bringing Phil Jones back. I know it's not something that you're probably comfortable with me saying, but if you need a centre back, surely he should be able to come in against Everton and do a job. Maybe I might be wrong in saying that, but he is
So
on the
he,
United books. He's been earning a lot of money, and
well,
he
Maguire
should
and
be.
Lindelof are on the bench. You would put Jones ahead of them too. Are they that bad now?
I didn't know who was on the bench. I didn't know if Lindelof or Maguire is on the bench. Then yeah, one of them two should be on. What's it?
Lindelof and Maguire
You'd
now.
have
For
thought. You'd have
context,
thought.
for context,
Yeah,
Maguire and Lindelof were
I'd put
very
Lindelof.
poor in the last game. Again, I know we kept a clean sheet, but Maguire was positional play was all over the place. He was getting beaten in the air by Solanke. Lindelof wasn't very good either. Them two have been dropped again tonight. And clearly the manager has been regularly playing Shaw at centre back instead of them two, so they're well down the pecking order. But Martinez clearly he doesn't think he's ready to start again after coming back from the World Cup. He's getting him as much rest as he possibly can, even though he only started 2 games in the World Cup. But
What's Shaw been like a centre back?
he's looked comfortable, yeah. But I mean, he hasn't played against any. He's playing against opposition in near the bottom of the table when he's played centre back. So, but he hasn't looked out of place. Now, I'd be amazed if Shaw starts at centre back against Arsenal and City in those games coming up. You would imagine Martinez will come straight back in for those matches. You wouldn't risk him playing that game out of position because it's going to be the step up in quality is going to be huge. Um, to Brush, big up guys.
Um, Kyle, any update on Sancho?
No, he's back training accounting again, but he's training on his own, I think. So yeah, I think it's definitely it's it seems to be like a mental health issue. I think that's my guess. I don't know that for a fact. But it didn't Ten Hag doesn't feel that he's ready to rejoin the squad again at the moment. So we're coming out for the second half here.
Mm.
Yeah, hopefully we
Yeah,
can create
Martin, we
enough
just did a
chances
tunnel.
to win the game. I'm not convinced by Martial at all at centre forward.
Uh, he just needs games, I think. I think. Um,
It's,
but you're
it's
heavily
fit.
linked with Felix, aren't you? So that might be
Yeah,
a transfer which
yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, what they're looking for a 6 month loan is ridiculous. The loan fee they're looking for is just
is that
insane.
Atletico.
Yeah, absolutely insane. What they're looking for a 6 month loan, like was it
What figures are you? What figures have you seen brandishing
like
about?
something like is it 12 million euro or something? Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
That's not
Uh,
bad. You know, the thing is, this
but
is
when you
do
can
you
when you
do you
factor in,
think
no, it might be more than that actually. But apparently, if you factor in his wages on the loan fee, it will
yeah?
come to a total of 20 million euros or something for from
Oh,
now to the end of May. That's no way. And
I think it ultimately comes down to, do you need him? Because he is quality. Do you need him, and do you think, and which competition do you need him for mostly? Like, I would say you need him, and I don't look at it from money, because money is, I think it's the wrong way to look at football sometimes. I know for United it doesn't play really a big factor. For other clubs like outside the top eight, it would be a big
yeah,
factor.
but
But
we also have to
I just
mention the Glazers do not want to spend anything because they're selling the club. This is why we're loaning goalkeepers in, like Jack Butland. The Glazers have just cut off the purse strings completely because they're leaving and they don't. Like Mike Ashley did at Newcastle when he was selling the club on a number of occasions. He just would not spend a dime. Well, this is what happened right now with the Glazers. They will not commit to spending anything.
I think Mike Ashley was worse than the Glazers, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, but we won't get into that tonight. We don't want to depress everybody. We'll focus on the game.
Um, I think are you playing? I'm assuming you're playing early next week again, if United get through. I mean, regardless of whether they get through or not. I'm assuming it's going to be an early fixture next week because of the amount of games.
Yeah, Tuesday night against Charlton Athletic in the League Cup quarterfinal. Let me see now. Iwobi's down injured here.
Yeah, Malacia challenged and then he just caught him a little bit.
Doesn't.
Oh, freaking, that's a nasty. He won the ball, but bloody hell. Hold on.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
he.
it's the problem. The problem I have with football of today is the boots are just, they just
Yeah,
made out of like minimal rubber. There's no.
no
I
protection.
don't understand why. I don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand why footballers are not wearing the boots, because I think most of them are probably sponsored by these companies anyway, and it's just unbelievable why they would wear these awful boots. And yeah,
Yeah,
it's
they're so light. They don't provide any protection whatsoever.
they're awful,
Yeah,
absolutely awful, mate, absolutely awful.
he's come down very awkwardly on one of his feet there.
Yeah, yeah. It's just one of them things. Yeah, credit to Malacia, he got back.
Did you see? There was a very heavy challenge on Van der Beek in the last game, and he went off injured.
I did,
And
man. I think he's out. I really
I
think
think
he's
it could
out.
be out for 12 months. In fact,
I think he's out. I think, unfortunately, his United career never really got going, and unfortunately, it's just football, isn't it? I just do. I just don't think it's meant to be for Donny van der Beek at Man United.
yeah. If
Um,
it's not, if it's not poor form or not getting a chance, then it's a bad injury. It just will not happen for him, and I think it's over. I think eventually what will happen is he'll go back to Ajax and he'll probably have a decent career there again.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's like a lot of things I say about Ziyech at Chelsea, who I don't think's got a real proper run. And I just think, you've got these players, and for some odd reason, sometimes it doesn't work out. It just doesn't work out. That doesn't mean they're bad players. They just have to find another route to find another league that to play in.
By the way,
And
you must be very, very unhappy with how things are going at Chelsea at the moment.
um, it's
10th in the table.
it's yeah, kind of expected, Kyle. Kyle. I was supposed to be here when we were. I've been preparing for this for 3 seasons, Kyle. If I'm honest with you, 3 seasons. Because I thought the writing was on the wall a long time ago, but a lot of Chelsea fans are unhappy because they don't they don't like Potter. But it's not Potter's fault. We've not really had no structure, and now we seem to have got the structure. I like the players that we're buying. I think, but yesterday we lost a couple of players. We lost Mason Mount before the game, and then the team that started yesterday, I was really excited. That was probably the best Chelsea team that he could have put out, and I was really, really excited to see that team. But unfortunately, we lost a couple more. So listen, look, injuries are part of the game, and I think what he needs to do is he needs to just play. To say it depends how you look at it. Do you want him to play attacking football, or do you want him to get results? And I think he needs to go and get results now. He just needs to just play counter-attacking football until the end of the season, and and just see if he can go far in one of the competitions. I am not going to throw the manager under the bus. I am not one of those types of fans. If we finish 10th, we finish 10th, but we have to understand that this is not all down to him. A lot of money's been spent on these players, and the players have to take, in my opinion, they have to take a lot of the responsibility. The only thing I would say about Potter is this: you should be dropping players based on form. And there's, he's got his favorites like Mason Mount, who doesn't drop.
Oh, it's an own goal.
Oh.
Sorry to interrupt you there. Yeah, Everton has scored an own goal, across from Marcus Rashford again. So he set up both goals in this game for United.
I
Can't
think
quite see.
the build up play was pretty good, starting from
Yeah,
your left back
Connor
earlier,
Cody.
then
He scored at both ends.
and then
Yeah, great crossfield ball from Christian Eriksen there out to Rashford, and then Rashford with the left-footed cross. Yeah,
I'm looking at Casemiro, and I know he cost you guys a lot of money, but it kind of reminds me when Makelele came to Chelsea from Real Madrid, and you guys have got Casemiro, but it's just that you guys paid a lot of money for him, and now you're looking at thinking, why did Real Madrid get rid of this guy? Because he's not even past his peak. And it's absolutely crazy because he could probably keep on going for a good couple of years, yeah. And yeah, no, it was, at the end of the day, you put the crosses in, and sometimes you get your luck, don't you? So
yeah, it can go in off a defender, the goalkeeper, attacker, anyone. If you drive it low, it can go into the back of the net. It can just ricochet off someone.
It's that United had numbers. I think they had 3 men in the box, if I'm not mistaken. So it was 3-on-5. No, they had 4 in the box eventually, and I think Connor Cody's clearance, he's misdirected the clearance from what I can see, and it's just ended up in the net. The way he's gone about clearing this ball,
yeah, it was like
I don't know. Is he trying to chip it over his own goal? I just that baffles me. Or is he trying to kick it out wide? Or
I tell you what he did. He tucked it away like Phil Jones.
But I'll be honest with you. I think Everton need to concentrate on the league more than anything else. I just think this is a free hit. I think this is not something that they're going to be worried about. To be fair,
that's what I thought pre-game. But Everton really put in a shift in the first half. They really seemed to want this, and they've got 9,000 supporters who've come to Old Trafford. So they're not willing to give up their place in the FA Cup just yet. You know, they're I know relegation is their priority, but they're fighting for this. But
There's
just
a lot of big games in the FA Cup as well. Like, what is this, third or fourth round, and you got Everton versus United. It's
yeah,
absolutely fantastic, and people always give the FA Cup a bad name. I'm just like, look at the games you're getting so early on.
yeah, and it's been an entertaining game as well. It hasn't been boring at all. I do love cup ties. Only if we win though. So just coming back to your discussion about Chelsea, there one thing
Yeah,
I totally agree with everything you said, but I also want to mention the fact that Chelsea have had a number of injuries. Last night, Mason
yeah,
Mount
yeah.
get injured before kickoff. Then you had Sterling injured during the game. Pulisic injured during the game. I mean, it's just unprecedented number of injuries, isn't it?
I'll be honest with you, Kyle. It's just one of listen. Look, for me, I always say that it's always been football for me. Has always been a squad game, and unfortunately, you are gonna have injuries. Yes, Chelsea have got a lot of injuries to a lot of key personnel, and I'll tell you something that I've observed, and I'm not going to be popular for saying this, but I think Chelsea need to go and find a new right back, because the reason why I say that is because Reece James is not going to be sustainable in that position, not in terms of quality, but in terms of fitness. He's always going to get injured because he played too much football at a young age. Now, this is what happens when you play too much football at a young age. You suffer injuries. He suffered so many injuries, and I think we rushed him back. I personally believe Chelsea rushed him back, but that's just my opinion. I don't have no evidence to suggest otherwise. But he's suffering too many injuries at a young age. You ease these guys in, and I just think that Chelsea need to look for another right back, not because of to replace him, but just because when he gets injured, we need another right back to come in and do a job. Um, and then it just depends on the direction, because I'm looking at Chelsea and I'm liking the signings. I'm just looking, okay, in 3 years' time, can Graham Potter be successful? Can he get top four? That is me being sensible. That isn't me being unfair. I think I was always going to give him a free hit this year. But it's just away from home. It's not worked. His plan's not working. Um, but his formations, but his team selection in the Champions League's been better than what I've seen in the league. And whenever he's got a good team out, he doesn't tend to stick with that team. He chops and changes a lot. And I don't know if that's due to injury or if that's due to his own stubbornness or what he's seen on the training ground. So look, I'm obviously no one's going to be happy with where Chelsea are, but the writing's been on the wall for a very long time.
Yeah, I think Potter deserves time, but at Chelsea, we well know that managers don't get time. Um, so it's a difficult one to predict. Um, like
It depends
there
on
are
what Chelsea you want to see, because do you want to carry on with the model that they've had before? So what are we gonna do? Like, imagine we get another manager, we win a league, and then we don't win a league, we sack him, and that's the problem. We sacked Conte the second season. We sacked Ancelotti second season after he did the double. You can't, you just can't do this stuff. You can't run a club like that. And I've always said there's no football. If there's football people on that board, then all of them deserve to be sacked. And I think Chelsea need to be patient. Whether they are or not is a different thing, because Todd Bowley made a big mistake in backing Tuchel. He backed Tuchel. Those signings in the summer were all Tuchel's. I don't care what anyone says. I still can't believe Aubameyang's at Chelsea. That for me, that is the only one which baffles me, because he's past it. But what do I know about football?
yeah, I don't think he's been
So
a good
yeah,
signing. But who's in charge of recruitment at the moment? Is there a director of football in place?
there is now. From what I understand, he's got his structure. Whether they've started or not, I don't know. But he's got everyone he's got everyone in position. It's just been Todd Bowley. He's just been listening to the manager. So he listened to Tuchel throughout the summer, and he got Tuchel what he wanted. He spent a lot of money. So I can't really. I'm not gonna blame. I'm not gonna blame the the owner, but he doesn't know what he's doing. That's just
He doesn't. Yeah.
that's the problem. This isn't America. This isn't the NBA, or I don't know what he owns, to be fair, or the NFL. This is football, and I just think we need to go back to basics, really.
Yeah, he's doing a bit of an Ed Woodward. He's just throwing money at big names and just hoping that it'll develop into a world class team. And he's talking about all star 11s and an all star team in the Premier League and all this kind of stuff. He's just throwing money around at player like Enzo Fernandez is the latest one. If it comes off, I mean, there doesn't seem to be a strategy there. It's just kind of the scattergun approach that we've seen at Old Trafford for most of the last 9 years. So I'm not sure that's a good idea. There needs to be a proper structure in place there, and a director of football working with Potter when it comes to incomings, not the owner and just throw money around. That's never
That's
proved
true.
to be a good idea in football.
No, and I think, listen, look, I understand why Todd Bowley did it because he believed in Tuchel, but then he probably had enough. But are we really? Is he not going to stick with his gun and think, you know what, give this guy another season because he needs time. He's never been at a big club. He's never really had this type of um, this type of team where he's got quality players across Europe. I still think Chelsea's got a really good team. It's just the
Bad
way that
challenge.
they are managed.
Bad challenge by Godfrey there on Rashford. He's got a yellow card.
Mm, yeah, was it
Very,
nice?
very late. Yeah. High as
I'd
well.
I'd be I'd be taking Rashford off. I think United need him too much. I'd just be taking him
Mm.
off. He's not something that.
Well, yeah, I think maybe a 3-1, but not just yet. We're not comfortable just yet now. Imagine if Rashford came off and then Everton equalised, then the manager would get a whole lot of stick. I imagine Garnacho will come on at some point, either for Rashford or Martial, maybe even Anthony. But yeah, if Garnacho doesn't start, he usually makes an appearance, and what an exciting young player he is. He just lights up the stadium because he's so direct. He runs up people. He's one of those players that's so exciting to watch. And here's Bruno with an opportunity. Anthony, Bruno, they're looking for offside here, Everton. No, I think the chance is gone now.
Oh, I've just
Oh,
had another look at that Rashford challenge. Oh bloody hell, that absolutely hurt. It's surprising that no one's designed some kind of sock that can reduce the amount of pain that you suffer from like those types of kicks. That'd be a good invention to come out with.
yeah. With those very light boots and some, if your opponent's wearing blades, or it would be. Could you imagine how painful that would be? Never mind studs, blades, or even worse. Um, yeah. So
I don't think many footballers wear blades nowadays. I think it's gone down that rubber path because they want players to stay fitter and play more games. I think that's why it's gone down that route.
oh yeah, yeah, the rubber studs. Yeah. Let's see. Been a long time since I laced up a pair of boots. I usually only play indoor football, and obviously don't wear studs in indoor football. Um, so I'm not quite up to date on what the Premier League players wear under their feet. Yes, it's the rubber studs then now. Then is it?
From by looking at most of the boots, what these players are wearing. I'm just going by what I'm seeing. There's most of them seem to be wearing the rubber studs.
Mm, he looks okay, Rashford. Anyway, he's not. He doesn't look too hurt from that.
I think a moment ago, Luke Shaw should have been booked for that foul on Morphe because he stopped an attack. It's mad. It's like when you're watching like
Ooh,
top level officials.
what's getting him? That's a way too hurry there for my liking. Ball ricocheting around the United penalty area, and De Gea having to make a save again. I mean, Varane did well to make the initial tackle and then failed to another Everton player, and then he played it across the 6 yard box, and De Gea got it away, and then it was just pinball in the United penalty area.
I give Everton one thing: they do play ball. I'll give them that. They can play ball. They're not afraid to play. I'll give Frank his credit. He does tend to play football. He's not got a good team, but he does tend to play football. And
Yeah, just speaking of poor recruitment, Everton absolutely epitomised that, and we've wasted so much money in recent years.
I think what it is with clubs like Everton, they can't. You know, when you buy a player, you can't get it wrong. If that makes sense, because you know you're one of those clubs that can't really afford to do stuff like that. A bit like what West Ham have suffered this year so far. Like, you've given David Moyes has got quality players at his fingertips, if I'm honest with you right now. And but he's never. But David Moyes has never had those types of players before. He doesn't play that type of football, so he's not gonna do that well with them. It's gonna take him time, and I don't. And the problem is West Ham have started so badly. It's not. I just think Moisey might not last the course. I think
Yeah,
he's gonna get sacked because there's too much quality there, and he's more of a hard working type of a manager.
Yeah, Moyes has got a ceiling, and just to note, Dominic Calvert-Lewin is coming on, so another striker for us to worry about. He's certainly capable of scoring a goal inside the penalty area. He's a fox in the box, and wouldn't be surprised if he has a headed chance at some point in this game. And imagine they'll get plenty of crosses into him now.
Yeah, he's an old
Bruno,
school kind of a striker.
yeah, he is. Bruno, a long range effort there, tipped over by Pickford with his slick back hair. He must go through a whole tub of jail in one day, Pickford.
Oh yeah. You know, we were watching. Me and my mates were at work. We were discussing, like, why England didn't do well. And I said, when you look at the team that England have, how many of them players are playing in the top level competitions? How many of them are winning leagues, winning titles? And I said, there's not many of them that are playing in the big stadiums across Europe. So when you come up against better teams or better opposition, you don't have that experience of playing in those types of those high pressure environments and those stadiums. There's not many of them. And I just said, until it doesn't change, I go, England they're still gonna suffer. Like, I'm not discrediting Pickford. I think he is a good keeper, but he's not a Champions League keeper, for example, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and Declan Rice doesn't play in the Champions League.
Yeah, and the thing is this, like, you'd one of the players that didn't come in for criticism was Phil Foden. I didn't see what he did against France. You've got to step up. You're probably our Wayne Rooney of the current generation, and you didn't step up. Like, you weren't taking players on. You weren't taking when they were, especially with 1-on-1. And I just thought this kid still needs time. He doesn't have that. He can't deal with the pressure of playing for England. And
yeah, that being said, England would have drawn the match in 90 minutes had Harry Kane had scored the second penalty. And England,
yeah, but he's never played. But he doesn't play in big. He doesn't really play in big competitions on a regular basis, just now and again.
Kane,
and, yeah, and the thing is this: he's one of those. He wasn't fully fit, and this is where it's Gareth Southgate's fault. He should have started Rashford. And
absolutely.
For me,
and Rashford didn't start any of the games in the knockout stages, and he should have, given his form in the group stages. But Southgate has his favourites, and he's never going to come away from that. But anyway, we'll.
No, I'm just saying, because when you're looking at this Man United team, we need Luke Shaw to be in the Champions League. We need Marcus Rashford to be in the Champions League, because eventually, these players are not going to be at that level when they play for their when they play for their countries. Obviously, you don't care, but it was just one of those discussions we were having, because Casemiro's got a wealth of experience. Most of his career has been at a top one of the best clubs in the world, and he's got that in abundance. So him playing at this level Unfortunately, I'd say it is a low level for him, because that's why he's one of the best players at United, because his standard of football has always been extremely high.
Yeah,
He was at Real Madrid.
Casemiro and Varane probably don't stand out when they're at
Yeah.
Real Madrid, but they do at United.
Oh yeah, but by far.
So Calvert-Lewin has come on for Neil Maupay. Neil Maupay is certainly a forward that I don't rate very highly. He's one of those 8 goal a season strikers. Um, I think if the fact that he wasn't wanted by Brighton should have been enough to warn Everton off. But again, it's just another
I think the problem is he is going to get you some goals. It's just that how many goals is he going to get you?
8 a
Like
season.
eventually I think he might be a slow burner, a bit like Mitrovic. Mitrovic was a slow burner. He didn't do well last time round, but this time round he's got better. And I think Neil Maupay might be the same. He might need some players just need a lot of time in the Premier League to adapt to it. There's like Steven Gerrard wasn't a hit as soon as he came on. It took him like 3 years to really become the player, 3 or 4 years to become the player that he was. He wasn't he wasn't star quality as soon as he came on. He made a lot of mistakes. Same with Reece James, same with Mason Mount, and so well I wouldn't call Mason Mount. I think Mason Mount's got another level in him, but it, there's some players that they just take their time. And when you look at the likes of Varane and Casemiro, and they just look head and shoulders above the rest. That's why Bruno looks so much better than a lot of United players. It's not his work rate. It's just quality wise, he is better. His work rate that just gives
Okay,
him that extra 5-10% to get him the goals.
Casemiro's actually coming off here. Would you believe? It's
So,
not.
but I'll give Ten Hag his credit. The United team are playing. They're playing very good football on the floor. Something that was not happening under Ollie. So
Yeah,
this one touch that you're seeing and controlling
there's,
it.
there's actually an identity
This is
now.
what
So,
Yeah, and this is what United are going to expect now. But it's just that it's going to be a lot quicker.
so, so Fred, right? What's happening? So Martial's off, Casemiro's off, Fred and Garnacho have come onto the pitch. He continues to surprise me with the substitutions, Ten Hag. Lately, they have been working out, and I hope this does as well. I wouldn't have foreseen Casemiro coming off when we're only 2-1 up. But when Fred comes on for the last 20 minutes, he usually does well. So let's hope that he does so again. Touch wood. See when his first is see if Fred's first touch of the ball to see if he controls it well, then he's going to have a good game. If he messes up his first touch, then he's going to have a bad game.
It's
So
like
United on
the way
Garnacho.
Ten Hag is managing Garnacho. That's the right way to manage a young player. You don't play him week in week out, even though he's playing so well.
Yeah,
You manage him.
yeah, and it keeps his feet on the ground as well. If he was starting every game, he might get too big of an ego too early. You want to make him feel that he has to work for his place in the team rather than just automatically starting him in every game. It keeps him grounded. And as well, it manages the expectations, because if he's starting every game, then the fans would expect him to perform 10 out of 10 in every game, which is too much to ask of an 18-year-old. So yeah, I think you're correct in what you say there.
I heard Aaron Wan-Bissaka play the other day? How did he
Yeah,
do?
he's done well in his 3 or so appearances that he's made since the World Cup, but
Oh,
he's
that's
out of
good.
the team tonight. But yeah, he's back to his kind of defensive best, and he's doing okay going forward. Just obviously doesn't offer what Dallo offers going forward, but it looks like he was a write off just a couple of weeks ago. Now all of a sudden he looks like a decent backup to Dallo, so we might not even need to recruit in that position. So that would be a bonus.
Yeah, I think it just comes down. I think that comes down to coaching. I
Yeah,
really do.
absolutely. Yeah.
I think that comes down to coaching. Did you see what De Gea did a moment ago?
Ooh, Everton counter attack here.
De Gea's played a bit of a risky game today. I think he should come off the pitch. I think he need to put somebody
Fuck's
else on.
sake.
He's played a proper risky. It's only 2-1. Playing a risky game.
It's 2-2.
I'm just about 20 seconds behind you.
The guy has not had a good game.
It's just it's well. as long as the keeper doesn't concede, it doesn't really make a difference. It's just that some of the stuff that he's doing and the areas he's coming into, it's like, what are you doing? Like, why are you coming in? Why are you coming in that area to do those types of things? But
Potentially, Damari Gray could be offside.
I think he's such a good player. I rate him so
Yeah,
highly.
he is. Yeah, and he's playing well at the moment. That
I think if he had a coach like Ten Hag with him, oh my
Dominic
God,
Calvert-Lewin chested it into
was
the
it?
net. Oh, here,
The thing is just
VAR,
like,
offside, offside.
whenever you
It
look at
goes ruled
these
out.
types of goals, you look at the defense and you just think like, it's like defenders don't mark their players anymore. I don't know how you see things. They just, I don't know. I just think attackers have got so quick and they're just so much better with their positioning. It's the game's becoming a bit like basketball. It's just so ferocious up top. We're seeing so many more attacks and oh, he's just off. I think you have to draw the line, but he looks just off. But
Yeah,
I'm looking at the defending. Oh, he was just free, mate. He
when
was
I
just
seen the first replay, I
no
was
one,
thinking, yeah,
nobody
he's
went with
offside.
him. Nobody went with him. Yeah, he's clean offside. Like Dallo and the centre back, they just nobody's watching him, and I just think, um,
Really, yeah, it wasn't good for Malacia. He's looked gettable this half. Ned fans were technically reveling in that is that as a flare was let off in the celebration. Um, yeah, some very long faces in the Everton crowd after that disallowed goal. But yeah, like I said before, Malacia at left back doesn't convince me at the moment, and I would rather have Shaw playing there. But
I still think he
he's
needs.
persistent with
You have
Shaw
to
at centre
remember
back.
he is a young lad. He needs time, doesn't he? It's just like one of those things. He needs time,
But he's played
and he
3
needs
of the
game
last
time
4
with that.
games now.
All right,
But
fair enough then. Well, the thing is this: if Luke Shaw's playing centre back, yeah, I think the question has to be: Luke Shaw's not going to play left back if Ten Hag's not going to play centre backs.
Malacia
That's the
diving in
ultimate
again
thing.
there, that's a very risky challenge. He got the ball, but I mean, that could easily have resulted
Oh,
in a
look at
red
that!
card.
Look at that long range pass by Fred. That's probably the best thing I've seen him do in a while.
Yeah, marginally offside there. Yeah, but oh, here comes Martinez now. I wonder who came off there. He'll be fired up. And Malacia is off. Yeah, here we go. This is what I wanted. Shaw left back and Martinez alongside Varane. Yeah, you should have started with this, Ten Hag. You don't play your best left back at centre half and play a rookie left back instead of him. You know, you're asking for trouble. And it could so easily have been 2-2, only Gray straight offside. But this is the back four. This is our strongest back four now. So hopefully we can see this game out. And Fred will certainly do his best to help United hold
The one
on. He'll
thing,
be
the one thing
battling
that
away.
annoys me is the one thing that annoys me is when are we going to change the offside rule? I don't understand. Just flip the offside rule. Any part of the body, excluding the arms, should be onside. Any part of the body, they need to flip the offside rule. The amount of goals that you get rid of in games, it's just madness. If we want to see more goals, we need to flip that offside rule. We really do. It's gonna be so much harder for defenders, but I think that's what people want now. I think the next generation want more goals. They want more entertainment. And
Yeah. What change would you make to the offside rule?
so basically, at the moment it's if you're just offside, you're
Tackle.
offside. But I would flip it on its head, and I would say if any part of the body is onside, excluding the arms, you're onside. The whole body has to be off. It can't be just a toenail. Like when you see those goals, when you see those toenails or those legs just off. I think the whole body should be off rather than, so if any part of the body is on, it's onside. You let it go. I just think it'll make it so much better.
I think
I know
eventually we
it's
might get to that point, but let's see.
I just think if you want more goals, because they rule out, like, how many goals are we going to see this season where his foot was just off, and he's just like, yeah, but you've got to allow a bit of human error as well. So what I would say is, with that Damari Gray situation, if you look at it, right, how close that was, it was pretty tight. And I would say, listen, if you go by um, the human eye, that might be considered as onside because it happened so quick. And I don't think we take that human factor into consideration when we look at offside. We just look at the replay and just think, right, yeah, it's offside. But I just think flip the rule. It'll make it, honestly, football will be so much better. There'll be so many more goals. There'll be so much entertainment. I think it'll be better for like the teams in the bottom half where they'll have more of a chance. So that's where I stand on the offside rule. I've always said, just flip the rule on its head. If any part of the body is on, he's on. It's as simple as that. I think that's so much better.
I don't necessarily disagree with you, but on this occasion, I'm going to, because it means that Everton's goal was disallowed. So I'm not going to argue for that on this occasion.
Who's the lad that's come on for Everton? Ooh, who's that come on? Is that Ghana? It's not Ghana, is it?
It's a bad tackle there by an Everton defender on Anthony.
I think there's been quite a few bad tackles, to be fair. I think you need to take Rashford off. I think you need to preserve Rashford. I think he seems to be the one he's the one attacker that seems to be doing it for you guys, and I just think, you know what, you need to preserve your best players.
Yeah, but the game is not won though, so I can see why he hasn't done that. If Everton equalised and Rashford was sitting in the stands, then what are we going to do then? You know, if it goes to 3-1, I think he'd come straight off. Yeah. Or else either when it goes to 3-1, Rashford comes off, or say about the 89th minute, he'll bring him off and try and he'll probably bring on an extra midfielder or something. So
I give Anthony a lot of credit. He was kicked a couple of times there, and he still carried on. I give him some credit there, because you know what, there were fouls in there. One of them looked nasty, but he just carried on. I'm just like, bloody hell! It's just
both sides have put in very tasty challenges in this game.
Yeah, like Malacia, I think, is very lucky to not be on a yellow card at least, and but yeah, it's.
There was a bad challenge by Bruno in the first half, which he got booked for as well. But certainly, Rashford, sometimes he tries to take on too many players rather than just looking for the pass.
I think with Rashford I think it comes down to patience with Rashford, because if when he wants to be, he can be an intelligent player, but when he doesn't want to be and he gets frustrated, he just thinks, right, I'll do it myself. Whereas football it's always been a team game. Not everybody's Messi. You can't do those types of things that Messi did in his prime, and you've got to play for the team, and you've got this identity now where you're playing one-touch football.
Headed away by Martinez there. Yes, I love to see direct play, but don't do it all the time.
I think the thing is this: like, when Everton are running with the ball, they see an opening, so they run into that opening. Whereas Rashford he's looking for the tightest opening, and he just goes, "I'm just going to go for it." But the thing is this: at the top level, you can't do that because you'll just get tackled.
Now Maguire and McTominay are coming on here. Eriksen's coming off.
I thought this game would have suited McTominay more. It would a physical battle. I think for me, this is the type of game you should be playing McTominay in.
He usually always plays in the FA Cup, no matter if he's a regular in the team or not. He usually comes in the FA Cup, and he scores quite often in the FA Cup. But he's coming on now, and you can rest assured he will take a yellow here if necessary. And Anthony's coming off as well. So we're obviously going a bit more defensive here, because Maguire, McTominay on for Anthony and Eriksen. So he's shutting up shop.
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Maguire
It's
getting his captain's armband on.
McTominay is fine, but friggin' hell, you know you're desperate when you put him Maggie on.
You're it's like
I would have put Lindelof on personally,
bringing
but
Maguire on.
I understand why he's putting him on.
It's like bringing on a striker for Everton. Bringing on Maguire, fuck's sake.
No, I think it's the physicality. I think that's why you bring. I think this is for me. When I look at this type of game, Maguire and McTominay just they should end. They should really. I know Maguire's not everybody's cup of tea, but they should just be in the team because you need that physicality. Because Everton are going to be they are going to be a little bit physical, but I think what it is with the problem with Maguire is this. He's I don't think he can cope with the pace of the game now. I just think the players are if you've got a little bit of pace, Maguire can't deal with that whatsoever. He doesn't have that level of intelligence of dealing with that. We've seen it so many times where he tends to break the line of the defensive line just to go on a tackle, but then he leaves the gap open. We saw it last season. I was just like, this is just bad defending. But
his positional play is woeful as well for a defender at that level to not eat. That's basic for a defender at the top level to have good positional play, and his is woeful as demonstrated the other night in the Bournemouth game. He was
I'll be honest with you. I think Conor Cody is the better defender, but Conor Cody doesn't have his physicality. He doesn't have his body, if that makes sense. I think Conor Cody's a better defender than him, but because he's not as physically developed as Maguire. I think that really helps Maguire because he's that big and physical. And I think Conor Cody's a better defender than him, but Conor Cody's not as big and as tall as him.
Yeah,
I just think United just need to hold the ball and play one-touch football and just look for openings. There's no need to like panic. The thing is this. The problem is at this moment in time, United are playing very open. They've got a lot of players in the Everton half when what should happen.
Defended by Martinez there. Did you see that?
So they need to just hold on to the ball and just try and play on the counter if they can. And
we're just gonna keep it tight now and play very. We've got three centre halves on the pitch, so we're just. It must be like a 3-5-2, and we're just going to try and hold on. And I've done this a couple of times.
Doucouré, he surprises me because I think he's such a good player, but he doesn't show it as often as he should. He's such a good player. Like I think he's been decent since he's come on. You
see the difference between why some players are out, for example, why a player is at City and a player is at Everton is because of consistency. To get to that level, get to the Premier League level, you're obviously a top class player. But the difference between the players who win trophies and the players who are just in the Premier League is because of consistency. That's the main difference, I think. Doucouré, I've seen him on several occasions, and I thought that he's a quality player. But if he was doing that every week, he wouldn't be at Everton.
No, he wouldn't. He's better than Everton, but because he doesn't show it, he doesn't use his brain. He just uses physicality, and frustrations tend to get the better of players like that when they should be using their brains a lot more.
It's a bad challenge again. I don't know. You might be behind a wee bit. It's another yellow on Martinez, the victim of the challenge on that occasion.
The problem I'm having with this game is they're giving a lot of stick to the ref, and the ref's having a pretty decent game. And this is, I'm just like, the ref should be doing more, but it's just like you can't. It's just like these players, they've just got no sense of responsibility. Like, just get on with the game. The ref's managing it, and you're just giving him stick for no reason. It absolutely frustrates me the hell out of it. But refs don't do enough to manage players.
Yeah, well, there's no Kalinas or hard webs these days.
That guy, you know that referee that officiated the final. They need to get him in the Premier League. They really need to go get that guy. I don't know what league he's in, but they need to go get him.
He's Polish, isn't he? I think he's Polish. Yeah.
I don't know what he is, but bloody hell, that freaking Onana, you lucky lad.
Yeah, it was
And he got his toe as well. That's a nasty one.
Rashford
Is it?
looking for another free kick goal here.
Was that on Martinez? Bloody, that's a
It was,
nasty one.
yeah.
The thing is
Dirt.
they are yellows, but you just think bloody hell. And the thing is, this Martinez has got those thin shoes on as well.
Yeah, some of these challenges are orange cards, or
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. And I would. You know what they should do? They should like take pictures. Players should take pictures of their feet and just put them up and just say, "Look, that's what I've just been through." It's just like just to see it because just to see how tough their boots are. Because I'm telling you, it's some of the challenges that these players have to deal with is just horrific.
yeah, this is a really physical game. This,
Yeah, it's been. To be fair, from an entertainment point of view, it's been a good game. It's just
yeah,
it has been physical.
very physical. Yeah, right. Fred gonna volley one in here, is he? No. They tried an old Beckham to Scholes there at Badford.
Mm.
Played the corner to Fred on the edge of the box, and he went for the volley, but didn't quite come off. That's good play by Bruno. One back by McNeil, and Everton are on the attack again. This game is not won yet. So, guys, let us know in the comments who your man of the match is. Who would your man of the match be then, Hanif?
I think it's Rashford. I think he's the one that's
Yeah,
been doing the most offensively. He seems to be involved in every attack, and I think he's the only outlet that United really have. There's no one really has been doing anything else. Anthony's he's quiet. He's quieting down. He's not doing enough. I think Bruno's had an okay game, but I think Rashford's been far better. He's been far more influential in the game. So I would personally give it to Marcus.
yeah, and he's got 2 assists. I'm not sure own goals. You can get an assist for an own goal, but I'm going to count it.
Well, he's the one that put the ball in the box, so you don't
Yeah,
get the
6 minutes added
goal.
on.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, what did you think of the World Cup adding on so much extra time?
It was a massive surprise. I mean, there's been an argument that in the Premier League not enough time has been added on, and in the World
Yeah,
Cup clearly we're adding on, every single second that they should add on for like delays, goal celebrations, players being down injured and so on. And someone that I've never seen that on a regular basis. 10 minutes added on, 12 minutes added on. But it's the inconsistency that annoys me. We're back to the Premier League now, and it's just the average, 3 or 4 minutes again.
yeah. No, the Premier League have said they're not going to do that because I think what's happened is I don't know if you saw that there was the statistic last season, the season before, where the average time that the ball is in play it was between 42 and 46 minutes. So across the clubs. So when you look at statistics like that, so you're basically getting more or less one half of football for the full 90 minutes.
Yeah.
So
What do you think?
I think that's why they were adding on. Like imagine if they added on 10 minutes for each half. You just be like, bloody
Yeah.
hell, we're in trouble here. Especially if you're a small club wasting time, or or whoever you are, if you're wasting time. So it's things like that, and I think it has to happen because I just think from a fan point of view, you have to give the fans what they pay for because there's a lot of money in the game now, and fans are not getting.
Yeah.
I don't think that's right where fans are only seeing 44 minutes or 46 minutes of football. I just don't think that's right whatsoever.
Yeah. Do you think it'll get to the point where they just stop the clock rather than add
I don't
on?
think I don't think they'll stop the clock. I think what they'll do is they'll start adding on like 10, 15 minutes per half. Imagine you start seeing 10 minutes at the end of second half, and imagine United are down, and United be like, we got 10 minutes, we've still got time.
Yeah. We're going to
So,
have never-ending games.
I don't think we'll have never-ending games, but I think the games will be like 55 minutes long per half, and I just think people will just be like, yeah, that's what they should be, because then you look at the average time that the ball is in play, and like it should be well in the 60 minutes.
it's
It
it's
shouldn't be like it shouldn't be like 40. There shouldn't be We shouldn't be seeing one half of football really.
there's 6 minutes added on here, and United we're at 3.5 minutes, and United are just taking the ball to the corner. Um, like Bruno plays it to Rashford, and then Rashford just kicks it off the shins of the Anthony Gordon, and then out for another corner. But no, they played it out now, all the way back to Shaw and Martinez. Right, Martinez has gone long, and great play, Bruno. That wasn't such a great effort. Didn't need to shoot there. Just take it down, run into the box, and then maybe pull it back for someone to top in. Didn't need the nice touch and swivel. Didn't have to hit it on the volley, on the half volley first time, because it was difficult to execute that. Just in the circumstances, just take it down, run into the box, and wait for maybe Rashford to arrive and pull it back to him, and that would have been the third goal. But Bruno likes to shoot. McTominay in the wars here, as you'd expect. Aye, another counter attack for United. Oh, lovely ball to Garnacho. Go on, son. Garnacho. Oh, is that a penalty? Penalty. Yep, penalty to United. Late challenge there on Garnacho. I imagine that Rashford will take this. Or Bruno. I just don't know.
I think Bruno's trying to find his shooting boots after that shot that he had. So I
Yeah.
thought, bloody hell, that was a bit poor. You could have at least got your target. But yeah.
Okay. Let me see. Does he catch him here?
You
Yeah.
know what? You gotta give McTominay a bit of credit, because he had three players around him and he still got the ball away.
Yeah. He's good in tight situations for McTominay. I've noticed that.
Oh, the dirty one on it. It was Godfrey, I think, that foul. Was it Godfrey? I can't
Yeah, it
see
was
the name. I'm
Godfrey.
so
Yeah,
bad.
it was a
Yeah.
yeah.
The thing is, this, like, obviously it looked like a pen, but
Yeah,
it's
there was
just
a
one of them. The camera angles are so bad on the counter. It's like, can we
yeah,
not like keep up with these guys?
there was a tangle of legs. Yeah, I think, and then
Yeah, he tangled his leg. Yeah, he got his leg instead of the ball.
he fell on
That
top
thing
of him.
happened there.
You can tell he tripped him up when he fell on top of him afterwards. Yeah. So Rashford with the penalty.
Yeah, he got his back leg. Yeah.
And Rashford tucks it away. That's game, set, and match. Confident penalty from a confident player. And that,
Yeah, I guess you were right. Marcus had to stay on the pitch.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, and so two assists and a goal, and he got the Emirates man of the match as we predicted ourselves. So that's United into the next round safely, eventually. So it certainly wasn't a stroll in the park, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was a good game. To be fair, look, it was a good game of football, I think, and I think that's what you want from the FA Cup. So, but United, well, who's your next game? When are you playing midweek?
Charlton in the League Cup quarterfinal,
Oh, bloody hell.
and then it's Manchester City at Old Trafford next Saturday. It's gonna be that's a huge game.
Yeah, I'm assuming most of your first teamers will not be playing in the Charlton game.
Yeah, I imagine McTominay, Fred, Lindelof, and players like that will. I think Garnacho will probably start that game as well. So yeah, I think he'll rest a few players. Maybe Rashford will sit that one out as well, or certainly he'll come off early because he has to be available for the Man City game. Yeah, he's vital for that. So that's the game over. 3-1 United into the next round.
No, fair play to
Everyone
United.
could really enjoyed the watch along, enjoyed the chat with you, Hanif, and everyone in the comments. Let us know your thoughts on the game. Smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel, and we will be back for another watch along, I'm sure, in maybe a few weeks' time. And I'll be here on the channel midweek, probably after the Charlton game, and then definitely after the City game as well. Analysing those two very important fixtures. So United still in every competition, still in all the cups, and fighting for top four, and who knows, maybe more. So yeah, really enjoyed the chat, Hanif.
Yeah, anytime, Paul. Anytime. It was a good game. To be fair, it wasn't as easy as it looked. But yeah, anytime, Paul.
Great. Yeah, potentially it could be doing a watch along for maybe Barcelona or something. We'll see how things go, and I'll certainly ask you along for that one. That'll be in
When is that? Is that February?
February, mid-February, I think, is the first leg.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, so it's a fair bit away yet, so I'll keep in touch with you.
All right. No worries, Paul. Anytime.
Okay, I'll see you later.
All right. Thanks a lot, mate. Take care. Bye.
Bye.